I was chatting with a neighbor the other day, Helen. She's 72 now, and she shared something that stuck with me. Her doctor had ordered some follow-up tests across town, and she almost didn't go. Not because she didn't want to, but because getting there was more complicated than the appointment itself. Her daughter works full-time. The bus near her house runs only a few times a day. And even calling a ride share felt intimidating on a fixed income. But what surprised her, and might surprise you too, is that once she asked around, she found help right in her own community. No one had ever mentioned it before. No flyers, no clear announcements. But it was there, free transportation, just waiting for her to use it. That's the thing about services designed for seniors. They exist, often in more places than we think, but they're not always easy to find unless someone points them out. And sometimes, we don't ask because we assume they're not meant for us. Maybe we think others need them more, or we don't want to feel like we're asking for too much. But these programs are built with you in mind. Not as charity, but as a way to support independence and dignity, so you can keep doing the things that matter, without depending on someone else or feeling like a burden. Many counties now offer senior ride programs that are funded through local agencies on aging. These rides often come in the form of small vans or shuttle services, and they're designed specifically for non-emergency trips, things like medical visits, grocery shopping, or even community events. Helen found one through her local area agency on aging. She just called, gave them her information, and within a week she had a schedule of ride times to choose from. No app needed. No long forms. Just a simple phone call, and the peace of mind that someone would be there when she needed to go. Another option that's becoming more common, especially in 2025, is through Medicaid for those who qualify. Non-emergency medical transportation, or NEMT, has been around for years, but more states are expanding it. And it's not just for hospital visits anymore. In many areas, it now covers rides to wellness appointments, rehab centers, or even mental health visits. You can schedule ahead, the drivers are trained to assist older adults, and in many cases, you can bring someone along with you. It's not flashy, but it works, and more importantly, it's safe and reliable. If you're a veteran, there are services through the VA that offer transportation too. Some larger medical centers have their own shuttle systems, and others partner with volunteer driver programs that will pick you up right from home. A gentleman I know, he served in Vietnam, uses the DAV network, and he says the drivers treat him like family. They help him in and out of the vehicle, wait patiently while he's at his appointment, and they don't rush. That kind of care makes a difference. It reminds you that you still matter. Church groups and local charities have also stepped up in recent years. Some operate their own volunteer driver programs, often run by retirees who know firsthand how important it is to stay connected. These rides aren't just about getting from point A to point B. They're about being seen, being cared for. One woman told me her ride to the grocery store each Thursday became the highlight of her week, not just for the groceries, but for the conversation she had with the driver. Someone who knew her name, asked about her grandchildren, and made her laugh a little on the ride home. Of course, technology plays a bigger role now than ever before. Some companies have created senior-friendly ride platforms, simplified versions of traditional apps, or even phone-based services that don't require a smartphone. You call a number, speak to a real person, and they schedule the ride for you. No swiping, no passwords. Just a calm voice on the other end, helping you get where you need to go. And the best part? Some Medicare Advantage plans now include ride benefits in 2025, so depending on your plan, you might already have access and not even realize it. What I want you to take from all of this is simple: you're not stuck. Even if driving is no longer safe or easy for you, Even if public transit doesn't reach your door, there are options designed with your life in mind. You don't have to miss your appointments, skip your social activities, or put off errands until someone is free to drive you. Independence is still possible, it just looks a little different now. And there's no shame in asking for help that was built specifically for you to use. If you're wondering how to begin, it's easier than it seems. You can start by calling your local area agency on aging and simply asking what services are available in your zip code. They're there to guide you, not to judge you. And if you don't know the number, your local public library or community center will usually have it. The hardest part is starting the conversation, but once you do, doors begin to open. And once you find one door, you may be surprised to find others, services that not only get you where you need to go, but also bring a sense of confidence, connection, and community back into your life. In just a moment, we'll look at how to qualify for these programs, how to apply step by step, and the simple things you can do today to make sure you never miss out on what's available. Because the truth is, most of these programs aren't hard to access, they're just hidden behind unfamiliar language, long websites, or quiet little brochures that most people never see. But when you know what to look for and who to ask, things begin to fall into place. Let's start with one of the most trusted sources, your area agency on aging. Nearly every county or region in the U.S. has one. They're part of a national network created to support older adults, and transportation help is one of their most common services. You don't have to be low income to qualify. You don't have to give up your independence. You simply need to call and say, "I'm looking for free or low-cost transportation in my area. Can you help me?" They'll ask your age, your location, and a few questions about your needs, like whether you use a walker, if you need help getting in and out of vehicles, or if you have regular appointments. And then they'll match you with services that fit. Some offer scheduled pickups. Some offer vouchers you can use with local ride services. Others may have partnerships with churches or community drivers. It all depends on where you live, but there is almost always something. For Medicaid recipients, the process is a little different, but not much harder. Most states have a transportation broker, a company that handles scheduling and billing for medical rides. If you're already on Medicaid, you can ask your care coordinator or managed care provider how to sign up for non-emergency medical transportation. In most cases, you'll be given a toll-free number to call, and you'll schedule rides a couple of days in advance. They'll send a car, van, or wheelchair-accessible vehicle depending on what you need. These rides are covered completely, so there's no cost to you. And if your appointment runs late, they'll wait, or send someone else to pick you up afterward. It's not fancy, but it's dependable, and it gives you one less thing to worry about. If you're on Medicare, things depend on your plan. Traditional Medicare doesn't include routine transportation benefits, but many Medicare Advantage plans do. In fact, more Advantage plans in 2025 have added transportation perks than ever before. Some offer a set number of free rides per month, others cover rides to approved locations like pharmacies, doctors, or therapy centers. These services might be handled through third-party companies like Kaizen Health or SafeRide. If you're unsure what your plan includes, flip over your insurance card and call the customer service number. Ask, "Do I have transportation benefits?" And if the answer is yes, ask how to activate them. It may be as easy as registering online or calling a special line to schedule your rides. Veterans can also reach out to their VA facility or local veteran service officer. Many VA hospitals have volunteers who provide rides through the Disabled American Veterans (DAV) Transportation Network. and some work with regional transit agencies to help veterans get to and from care. If you're registered for VA care, you likely qualify. Some facilities even have a dedicated travel office that can arrange rides for you. It's worth asking, because no one who served should have to miss a medical appointment due to lack of transportation. Now, what if you're not in a formal program like Medicaid or the VA? That's where community services shine. Many nonprofit organizations, especially in larger towns, offer transportation based on need and age. These programs often run on grant funding or private donations, and they understand the importance of flexibility. You might be asked to schedule 24 to 48 hours in advance, but the ride itself is often free or pay what you can. In some cities, retired teachers or nurses volunteer as drivers, offering rides with a side of conversation and care. You may not see them advertised, but your local senior center or public health office usually knows where to point you. And then there's technology, which is getting more user-friendly for older adults. Companies like GoGo Grandparent have changed the game for people who don't use smartphones. You simply call a phone number, speak to a real person, and they arrange a ride through services like Lyft or Uber without you needing an app. You can even set up pre-approved destinations, like your grocery store or doctor's office, and they'll send a car when you ask. It's fast, reliable, and safe. And in some areas, your health plan or senior agency will even cover the cost. The key to all of this is knowing that you deserve access. Whether you're going to a checkup, meeting a friend for lunch, or running errands, your time is just as valuable as anyone else's. Don't let distance keep you from the life you want to live. These programs exist to give you freedom on your terms, at your pace. If the process feels overwhelming, ask someone to help you. A family member, a neighbor, a trusted friend. Or better yet, ask your local library. Many now have senior resource specialists trained to walk you through applications or even call on your behalf. You don't have to do it all alone. There's no shame in asking for clarity, and once you've done it once, it gets easier the next time. And as more communities embrace the importance of senior mobility, new programs are quietly taking shape. In the final part, we'll talk about upcoming transportation trends, how seniors can influence local planning, and the power of staying connected to your community, not just to get where you need to go, but to stay rooted in the life you've built and the relationships that keep it meaningful. Because transportation, at its heart, is about more than miles and destinations. It's about staying part of the world around you. It's about being able to show up. Whether it's for a doctor's visit, your granddaughter's recital, or just a sunny afternoon at the park, having a reliable way to get there can mean the difference between feeling left behind and staying involved. One of the most encouraging changes we're seeing in 2025 is how communities are beginning to listen to the needs of older adults. City planners, local councils, even transportation startups are starting to recognize that seniors are not just passengers, they're neighbors, volunteers, grandparents, voters, storytellers. Your voice matters, and when it's heard, things begin to change. In some areas, older adults have helped bring about new shuttle routes that stop directly at senior centers or grocery stores. In others, senior advisory boards are helping design ride services that don't just work in theory, they work in real life, for real people, with real needs. More towns are also piloting programs that offer on-demand rides just for seniors. These aren't city buses or vans with fixed routes. These are smaller vehicles that you can call when you need them, often run by city transit departments but funded through grants and aging services. In some cities, these rides are free if you're over 65. In others, they're a few dollars, much less than a taxi or a rideshare. And because these programs are often designed with seniors, not just for them, they're built with things like extra step stools, longer pickup windows, and drivers who understand the value of patience. Even better, more neighborhoods are building transportation into larger community services. Meal delivery programs are pairing drop-offs with check-ins. Adult daycare centers are partnering with transit to pick up clients and bring them home safely. Libraries and senior centers are offering travel buddies, volunteers who ride along the first time you try a new service, so you're not facing it alone. These little touches matter. They turn a basic service into something human, something warm, something that feels like it's truly meant for you. One woman I spoke with, June, told me how nervous she was to try a new senior shuttle in her town. She'd always driven herself, and the idea of waiting on someone else made her feel like she was giving up control. But when she finally called, the voice on the other end didn't rush her. They asked about her favorite pickup spot, how far she was comfortable walking, even if she liked music in the van. That first ride brought her to a knitting group she hadn't been to in over a year. Now she rides twice a week, and the driver knows her by name. That's what these programs can do. They don't just get you from one place to another, they help you return to yourself. And we're seeing a big push this year toward accessibility, not just in vehicles but in how services are offered. That means larger print schedules, phone-based booking for those who don't use the internet, and more multilingual options so nothing gets lost in translation. More companies are even offering door-through-door service, where the driver doesn't just wait at the curb, but walks you inside, carries your bag, makes sure you're settled. That extra care, that extra minute, can turn a stressful experience into something peaceful and dignified. The truth is, asking for help doesn't mean giving up independence. It means protecting it. It means making sure you can keep showing up for your life in the ways that matter most to you. Whether that's staying active in your community, keeping up with your health, or simply enjoying the world beyond your front porch, the right ride can make all the difference. And you deserve that ride. Not someday, not when it's urgent, but now. Because staying mobile is part of staying free. And the more you explore your options, the more empowered you'll feel. So don't be afraid to start small. Call your local aging services office. Ask your doctor's office if they know of transportation help. Talk to a friend or neighbor who might be using a service you haven't heard about yet. Once you've made that first call, that first trip, everything gets easier. Your world gets a little bigger again. And finally, remember this, you are not an afterthought. You are a vital part of your community, and you have every right to access the places, people, and care that matter to you. Transportation is a tool for staying connected, and connection is what keeps us alive in the best sense of the word. So go ahead. Reach out. Take that ride. There's a whole world still waiting for you.